It's time.
Pasta and chocolate dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
I'm Bijan Robinson, running back for the Atlanta Falcons. Mental health makes me a better person and athlete just because whenever my mind is clear, I perform so much better. So mental health for me is the priority because it controls everything in your body and it gives you the chance to be the best physically you can be.
My dad was a farmer, and when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
Okay, so before we come over, can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog, but she's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. I appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course. So does Friday work?
Sounds good to me.
All right, we'll bring pizza.
Our Orlando story is packed with outdoor activities and our love for nature. We knew Orlando was a great city, but couldn't imagine it had so much nature around it. Coming here makes you aware of your surroundings. All you need is a bike, so you can enjoy every part of this beautiful city while being outdoors. This is our Orlando story. What's yours?
Americans, we can do anything we want, except one thing. We just can't stop being American. Because since that revolution they said we'd lose, we just couldn't choose to stop being American. We put Hemi V8s back on the strip and packed 8 layers in a 7-layer dip. We're body slams and blue suede shoes, rock and roll, jazz and blues. Rockin' mullets and Rat Pack suits, even our grandmas have tattoos. We're NASCAR, rock stars, rodeo, monster trucks and power boats. Welcome to our epic show. Keep winning on Sunday, move horsepower Monday, shake the earth and carve terrain, rock the anthem like Kenny Wayne. So get out there, take your swings, burn rubber after the American dream. Rev your engines and let freedom ring. And never, ever, ever stop being American. Nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Vamos, dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco, como solo tú lo sabes. Así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
All right, boys, remember who we are and who we represent. It's not about a place, it's about a people. Yeah! And we hit the field like woo, woo, woo.
All day like woo,
All night like woo,
woo.
New job like
Damn.
we them boys like woo. Our time like woo.
All that's like woo. We favorite.
Okay, Mom.
You all right, baby?
Honolulu like woo.
Chattanooga like
Downtown like woo.
West Side like Japan like
Brazil like woo. All day like, all night like, all day like, all night like, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day, all night, all day.
Hey, whoa, what is going on
What?
here?
I go where Saquon goes. Get out of here.
Mental health plays a big role in the game of basketball. The preparation it takes just leading up to a game. Mentally, you have to be totally focused, totally engaged, and away from all other distractions, because any other distractions can get you off kilter. It's very important for our team to prioritize mental health. You have issues or problems, go speak to someone about it. Open up, don't shy away. Mental health is the key.
And maybe.
Game 3 of the opening round of the Appalachian Athletic Conference baseball tournament here on day number 1. Here from Hunter Wright Stadium. It's been a fun-filled day, and it continues as we get set to watch Montreat, the Cavaliers, coming in as the 8th seed, taking on the 5th-seeded Pikeville Bears. As we see our first pitch underway, I'm Mark Shelley alongside Lorenzo Robinson. As we see the first pitch from Cam Brodeur, the starter on the mound for the Bears. Opposition of him will be Ryan Henriksen. When the Cavaliers come out to play defense, Justin Austin, the right fielder, will lead things off. He's a left-handed batter. And we'll try to put the Cavaliers on the front foot, the 8th-seeded team in the conference tournament, coming in with a 31-19 record. Pikeville 28-17, but in conference a little different as things went. Pikeville 15-12 in the conference play, 14-13 were the Cavs. 1-1 pitch from Brodeur, and it's a 2-1 count here to the leadoff hitter.
And these are two of the teams who are a part of that 4-9 log jam in the standings for the AAC. Montreat actually a better overall record than you, Pike. Both squads separated by just one game in the season-ending standings.
2-2 count now for Austin. Cameron Nagel, the center fielder behind him, then Matthew Brunner, the left fielder. Those are the 1, 2, 3 in the order. Zachary Long, Daniel Restrepo, Tommy Ramos, Gustavo Gonzalez, Hunter Furchess, and Caden Ethier are your lineup for the Cavaliers, and it's one away on a 4-3 putout. Ground out to second. Will retire out number 1. Austin back to the dugout. Nagel to the plate.
An interesting note, this is the 19th all-time meeting between these two teams. The first 18 deadlocked, 9 wins apiece. So a bit of a rubber match here in Kingsport, Tennessee.
The rubber match that decides who goes into the winner's bracket, who goes into the loser's bracket. Here in this game, as Nagel faces an 0-1 count. The loser of this one will face the loser of tonight's game. The nightcap being Tennessee Wesleyan, who's the 3 seed, Truett McConnell, the 10 seed, with both Milligan and Johnson, the 1 and 2 respectively, getting the byes into tomorrow. One, make it a 2-1. Nagel will settle back in. That's .252 on the season and gets a hold of that one, but out to center. And that is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Brodeur and the Bears.
And Brodeur's picking up right where he left off from the regular season. A strong year for him across 10 starts, 5-2 record, 4.18 ERA entering the postseason.
Best statistical hitter of the ones that qualify to find themselves in amongst the best in terms of games played in. Matthew Brunner, that's .343 on the season. 45 games, 40 of them were starts during the regular season. And the 0-1 pitch will level things out 1-1. Back end of the battery. That's Garen Gledhill, who awaits the 1-1 pitch. Jack swing, doesn't matter, that's a strike. So 1-2. Brodeur trying to make quick work of the Cavaliers here in the top half of the first. 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the 1-2. That's taken out toward the gap, out in right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And a 2-out base runner on the single to the outfield for Brunner. And the Cavaliers are in business, but not much room to work with. So in steps Zachary Long. He's the catcher today. And the 4th hitter in the order.
And that could potentially be what the Cavs need to try to get rolling. And we may see this game turn into a pitcher's duel based off of what these two squads were over the course of this season. Both of them top 5 in earned run average.
That one carries out to center field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and that's going to turn Brunner for third. And it's a 2-out single on back-to-back appearances at the plate for a Cavalier. And one of them is in scoring position. Brunner stands 90 feet from being the go-ahead run here in the top half of the first, as Long singles out to center.
And a battle between two teams who have very deep pitching staffs. They've developed a reputation of slowing down lineups. Any runs you could get, especially early on, can really put yourself in a good position moving forward.
The first baseman, Daniel Restrepo, comes in. He'll try to keep the inning alive, and that one gets off the glove. The run will score, and it is 1-0 Cavaliers, and all of this coming with 2 outs on the board, and it is 1-0 here in the top half of the first.
You're firmly in the midst of a Cavalier rally here in the top of the first inning.
So Brunner comes home. Long in scoring position at second. Restrepo down at first, and Ramos, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. .333. And his OPS, well, is the only man over 1,000. And you got to be salivating with 2 outs, 2 on, and already a lead. When your big-time hitter batting over 1,000 OPS comes to the plate, you have to say, can you imagine if he gets a hold of one? Nine jacks on the season to go along with 8 doubles for Ramos. driven in 37 RBI. 0-1 count for him. Runners take their lead. Second and first is where they are. And a big hack turns into a second strike.
And some early struggle, an early jam for Cam Broder. We'll see what he can do to get himself out of it.
Broder trying to get out of it as he checks back to second. Now comes home. And that's chopped foul to stay alive by Ramos. Gustavo Gonzalez, the second baseman, waits in the on-deck circle should this inning be extended. One-two the count. Runners go. It's a ball. Throw is low, and he stays on the bag. And if you're the runner heading to second in Daniel Restrepo, you have to be breathing a sigh of relief. You just continued to carry on the double steal and nearly slid off the bag, but somehow he's able to hold the toes there. And now Long stands 90 feet from being an insurance run. Restrepo stands 180 from home.
Base hit likely nets 2 for the Cavs.
2-2. Got him swinging. And out of the jam as Ramos goes down on strike 3. And Broder bounces back and gives up only 1 from what looked to be maybe more. It's a 1-0 Cavs lead as we go to the bottom of the first. Pikeville brings up Easton Mount to the plate. Riley Polino and Noah Brooks after him.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Bottom of the first inning, and as I look up, I started to question there for a second. Everything was zeros. It was all reset. It said Montreat had 0. Cavaliers scoring first in the top half of the first. Very similar start to what we saw in game number 2 on the day, which, and I'm going to do this so I make sure I remember the teams, because we had that incident last game where I couldn't even remember the game before that Reinhardt was in it. I was like, Brian beat somebody. SMC beats CIU in what is a 9-1 final in Game 2. And we saw CIU strike first early in a very similar situation. They had some momentum going. They get out of the inning, and then what happens? The next 8 innings are scoreless innings. And Travis Daneker really put on a performance for the Pioneers in their postseason debut here in the baseball tournament since joining the AAC. As the pitch to Ethan Mold makes it a 2-2 count here from Ryan Henriksen.
Yeah, Ryan Henriksen, the rare Alaska native. We don't really see that a ton here at this level. The native of Anchorage, Alaska.
Well, and sit him down to the fullest extent for Henriksen as Mold gets dropped to his backside on that swing and a miss. And it's an early, strong start for Henriksen. He records his first strikeout of the day on the first batter he faces. So in steps Riley Polino, the center fielder. And Polino wasting no time. Oh, what a snag and grab off the turf and making the throw in time. And the Cavs ready to play. Caden Ethier makes a nice snag at the shortstop position for out number 2.
Montreat, they're locked in on this side after recording a 2-out rally, how they were able to get that one run across home plate in the top of the inning, trying to retire the side here in the bottom of it.
So a 1-0 count here to the third batter of the inning, Noah Brooks. As Henriksen has a high arch that just gets away from him, trying to find the breaking ball.
Henriksen coming into this game, 2-3 record, a 6.45 ERA. This his 9th start of the season, his 10th overall appearance.
Third pitch of the at-bat's going to track foul down to his backside. What a snag out in right field, diving, and emphatically the Cavaliers have come to play. Austin down to his seat, and now he can take a seat in the dugout as it's out number 3. 1-0 Cavaliers from the 8th seed over the 5 seed Bears after 1. To the top of the second we go. Gonzalez, Furchess, and Ethier, 7, 8, 9. Well, as we go to the top of the second inning, Cavaliers coming back to the plate. Montreat leading 1-0 after an explosive offensive start, and then they come back in some strong defensive work, and they hold the Bears scoreless. And Pikeville back on defense, and the bats of the Cavaliers back as the first pitch comes in. As we look at those stats, 42 home runs for this Cavaliers side. They have been electric at the plate, and all led by the 12 of Restrepo. Right behind him, nipping on his heels, Tommy Ramos has 9 of them as well, and then the whole handful sprinkled throughout the lineup. So sharing is caring when it comes to the deep ball for the Cavaliers. 1-1 count here to Gonzalez. And now 2-1. Gonzalez, the second baseman, trying to keep the momentum going.
I can say that first inning was eerily similar to the one that we saw in the second game of our slate today.
Well, I can tell you what, it's a little bit of a different look for the second inning than what we saw in the earlier game. CIU found nothing in response in the second to add to it, and right away here in game 3 of the day, Montreat wants to add more to it as they get a leadoff single from Gonzalez. So right on cue, as you said, hey, it looks familiar. They'll change it up and they'll get the offense going.
Yeah, that's a little different. That's a little different.
Because in this inning, in the bottom half in the previous game, if you joined us for that, you saw what unraveled there. It was 5 runs that came across, and really it felt like it should have been 2, maybe 3. But then you had the error on a throw over to first that scored 2 runs, and things just piled up and got away from CIU. And they just never recovered. Daneker was spectacular on the hill, was able to just cruise his way. Even when he got in trouble, they were able to come up with a great double play with bases loaded to get out of it on the rare 1-2-3. So an exciting game despite it being lopsided. And here's a hit out to center field. That's going to drop in for a bloop single. The runner turns for third. He's got to get down. He will. And the other runner will go. And just like that, with no outs recorded yet, 2 on both in scoring position. Watch out, the Cavaliers are in business.
And they are completely locked in on both sides. We saw them make some plays in the field. That infield really locked in defensively. At the plate, really making nice plays as well. That is what, their 3rd, 4th, maybe 5th hit of the game already?
5 hits, all of them singles. It was officially, that'll go down for Furches as a single and advancement on the throw. That's a chopper to short, but it'll score the run. And for Pikeville, they're happy to trade the out for the run. They say it's still early, a lot of time left, and we need to get an out. They do that. But more importantly for the Cavaliers, it's now back-to-back innings with a run and a man still in scoring position over at third.
Yeah, laying that down for the sack there, the RBI, getting 1 run scored. Huge there in a game like this. The margin can be thin. Again, these two teams separated by just 1 game in conference play.
So Gonzalez has come around to score. Furches standing 90 feet from home plate in a 2-0 game. And it's the top of the order in Justin Austin. Anytime you can get the top of the order back around and it comes with 1 out in the second, that's a successful start to the game. Austin grounded over to second to lead off. Brodeur with a 1-0 count. Comes home. Austin takes it for a ride. It'll curl foul off the left field side and grabbed out in left field, but they'll tag the runner, send him home. He's going to be safe at home, and it is 2 across here in the second inning. It is a 3-0 ball game. Cavaliers trading outs for runs, and they've put themselves with a little extra insurance. They're up by a trio.
Man, was that kind of a tumble across home plate that we saw there? That was an interesting maneuver, I'd say.
He got no. I think the turf is officially dried out from earlier today. I mean, he stopped and then just had to roll to get the momentum going. Either way, he's able to touch the plate and make it a 3-0 ball game, and that is as we mentioned earlier, right when it was the 6-1 ball game, and even when it was 5-1. In our previous game, not insurmountable. 3-0, certainly not insurmountable. We know what Pikeville can do. But if you continue to let them build momentum, as that's lined out to second to end the inning, but if you let them continue to build momentum, that can start to pile up and really put the pressure on for you to start producing in bulk. And if you can't do that, Pikeville could find themselves on the wrong side of things when it's all said and done. Bottom of the second, that's where we're headed to. It's 3-0 as Montreat adds 2 more here in the top half.
Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Garen Gledhill, the catcher, will lead things off here in the bottom of the second for the Pikeville Bears. And for Pikeville, not the start they wanted. They go 1-2-3 offensively in the first inning. Start of the second, they stare up at a 3-0 scoreboard out in right field. And it's thanks to some opportune hitting and a big first inning that saw 2 out hitting come to fruition. And a run come across, and then 2 more here in the top half of this second inning. And right back to it is Ryan Hendrickson with a 1-2 count to his credit.
We said how much that first inning reminded us of our previous game. Well, so far the second, completely different.
It is the Cavaliers who have added to it. Once the Rams struck first a game ago, then it turned into all Pioneers after that. That's lifted high and foul, and, well, giving it maybe a hopeful look at first was Long as he came up off the plate, headed down that third base side, and then I think just got the legs stretching again as he wanted to make a trot over there. I think he knew pretty early on that was going to carry and go foul. So a 2-2 count. Hendrickson comes home, and that's taken right back out, and it's out to right center field. Oh, and a diving play that just nips off the glove. And safe at second. There's the leadoff man in Gledhill, and every bit of the outstretched arm just couldn't close around that ball out in left field for Matthew Brunner, and maybe the lucky break for the Bears they need.
That was a great attempt there by Brunner, trying to go full extension to make that play, just not able to come down with it. That may be the break that U-Pike needs to get themselves going offensively.
So the double puts Gledhill aboard, and in comes Mason Melton, the third baseman, and Melton's going to take it out to the same spot, but this time able to stay on his feet is Brunner. And Brunner got a good jump on it, and it just kind of curled toward him a little bit more that he didn't have to stretch out like he did a play ago.
And Brunner's saying, okay, all right, I missed one play, all right, that is what it is, but you hit it to me a second time. As Michael Jordan said, it became personal with me. I got to make that play.
Brunner gets the first out of the inning, and more importantly, it strands Gledhill. And Hendrickson will deliver a first pitch ball here to Joe Gagno. So a 1-0 count. Gagno awaits, make it a 1-1 that he faces. A ball and a strike, 1 out, 1 on in this a 3-0 ball game. And for Gledhill, that's the first hit given up by the Cavaliers. 3 runs on 5 hits offensively for Montreat. That's a chopper. It skids over to second, fielded, tossed to first in time. They check over to third. They'll hold the runner. And job done. Into scoring position 90 feet from home plate is Gledhill as Melton advances the runner on the 4-3 putout.
Yeah, and I was going to say, even in a situation where you aren't able to get something on the board immediately, if you're just hitting something to the left side or the right side of the infield to try to advance that runner, do what you could do to try to get some type of offense going.
And I beg your pardon, that was Gagnon who did that. Melton flied out to left field. He was that grab by Brunner that was successful. Gledhill was on there after the dive didn't pay dividends. And he now stands a short trip to home away from getting the Bears on the board for the first time. Ball kicks away, but a good block to force it down that first base side and be able to keep it in front of him. So Long not having to scramble, just able to shuffle with it. Fowler awaits the 2-1 from Henriksen. That one bounces in, and again, a good block by Long. Henriksen really has that over-the-top motion as he delivers, especially those balls so they can drop in. But in doing so, if they come up short, it's going to careen away and cause havoc for the backside of the battery, which is Long. 3-1 count, green light pitch here for Fowler. If it's there, take it. Checks his swing, and he didn't like it, and now it looks as though he's trying to protest and say maybe the glove of Long was in the way. But it will fall on deaf ears of the home plate umpire, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a chance for Henriksen to get out and strand the runner at third. Payoff pitch, got him. Henriksen lets a runner get 90 feet from home plate, but that's all the closer he'll get. Cavs get out of the inning. And it's still a 3-0 Montreat lead as we go to the top of the third inning. Back to Hunter Wright Stadium with more of the first round action here in the AAC baseball tournament after this. So Matthew Brunner, second time to the plate here in the third inning after the Cavaliers have scored in each of the first 2. And have posted defensively zeros, including a strong finish to the inning as Fowler strikes out at the hands of Henriksen. As that ball is foul. Brunner had that redemption, a single swing of the bat later after he had the diving attempt that put Garen Gledhill aboard before he was ultimately stranded at third and came back the very next swing of the bat, recorded the out. And now will settle back in after that. Ball misses the strike zone, and it's 2-1.
Brunner was really the spark that lit the match for Montreat in that first inning. He got the first hit on the board that allowed them to begin their 2-out rally, which led to the scoring getting kicked off in this one.
Has that .343 average, .916 slugging percentage. So when he hits them, he does hit them with power. 5 doubles, 6 have gone yard. As that chops over to third. Oh, what a turn. Bounce is not in time. And safe down at first is Brunner with a leadoff single despite a great turn and throw by the third baseman in Mason Melton.
Yeah, you got to give Melton a lot of credit for giving himself a chance to make that play. Just not able to make that throw in time. Brunner able to leg it out.
So second batter of the inning is Long, the catcher. And they will keep Brunner in check, and he is quickly back. Well, scoreboard might be frozen out there in right field. Still showing 2-2 and the hit. But I assure you, there has not yet been a ball toward the plate. There we go. Look at that. We're back. There's the first one just in time, too. They got it up there right in time before that pitch actually came home. So it's almost like Brodeur knew they were having trouble. He said, I'll just give you some time, throw over to first a few times.
Operators are right downstairs, too. I was considering just stomping
just
and trying to get their attention.
They already scared us earlier, right? It said, what did it say?
Softball starting at
Montreat. Well, yeah. They just keep telling us softball starting. They just add 30 minutes every time. It has been a whale of a day trying to get everything dried off over there. I'll tell you what. I'm looking at the stats, and we have lineups.
Lord.
We were supposed to start 30 minutes ago across town, and there has not yet been a first pitch recorded. So, Either way, here in our game, Long faces an 0-2 count from Brodeur. And again, Brodeur trying to break up the rhythm, and he wants to keep Brunner in check. And Brunner, well, you saw the speed on display out there in the outfield. And that's put down the first base line. That's going to get underneath the glove. And Gagnon can do nothing but sit and watch as runners take the corner. And for a second consecutive inning, it is 2 on without an out for the Cavaliers, and they have not taken their foot off the gas, and they're right back on it. And sometimes when you feel it and you strike first, you can just ride that momentum, and they've done that, and they get that huge stop to hold Gledhill at third and end the inning. Defensively, you come back out, start putting this up, and Montreat, they have smiles on their faces, and they certainly are feeling it here in the early goings of this game.
And probably even more impressive, they're doing this work against a veteran arm in Brodeur who's been so effective all season long.
Bunt shown. Tag place. Throw was on the money. And they bring on the pinch runner, and it does not pay dividends. They need just one pitch to send him.
Maybe a bit too aggressive there for Montreat. I understand, though. You feel like you want to really put pressure on you, Pike. That would have went a long way.
That's a chopper forward off the glove. They throw home. Tag is not in time. Brodeur just had it skimp off his glove. And instead of turning the body, which would have been a tough play anyway, to try to turn it to first in time, Mold comes home. But the tag from Gledhill just can't find the body. And coming in to score is Brunner. And just like that, it is 3 consecutive innings with a run scored. And it's now 4-0. And Montreat saying that number in front of our name for our seating is nothing more than that. Just a number on a piece of paper.
We got to see how they officially score that. I would venture to say they'd call that an error on Brodeur. But either way, he seemed a little bit discombobulated after mishandling that one. It was a nice job of the second baseman, Mold, to cover him up and at least make an attempt to get the throw out at home.
So now Ramos will come to the plate facing an 0-2 count. One and two. As Brodeur, the righty, will deliver. Oh, and the helmet nearly came off the head of Ramos, and he wanted it, and he's left wanting so much more. Otherwise, he just gives us a breeze from up here as a big swing and a miss retires him back to the dugout.
Now, it was a nice dose of medicine there for Cam Brodeur. He's been reeling a bit, getting tagged at the plate, making that mistake, not able to corral that one off the bat. Able to lock in and secure that strikeout. Now 1 out away from retiring the side.
And that's put into the gap out to left field, and they might be 1 out away, but Cavaliers saying, well, we'll just do what we did in the first. We'll put men on and put one in scoring position. And with 2 outs, there are 2 on, and that's how we saw the run come across the score in the top half of the first.
We see teams in these situations early on in the tournament try to settle their way into the game, not really make too many aggressive plays at the plate in the early going. But Montreat, they are going right at Brodeur. They are not afraid of him, and they're letting him know it.
So, Hunter Furchess singled his last time up, got stranded over at third. One-0 pitch. Takes it out to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to send the runner. This is going to be tight. Throw comes in, but it's cut off instead. And it's now a 5-0 ball game. Back-to-back innings with multiple runs scored as the Cavaliers add another, and they're starting to pull away. And guess what, Lorenzo? It comes with, yet again, 2 outs on the board.
Yeah, that's not what you can have if you're U-Pike. You're throwing out one of your better arms in the first game of the week. But right now he has been anything but stellar for you. Probably another guy we'll see enter that bullpen to stretch and toss a little bit. They get ready to make a change on the mound.
That's a chopper over to short. A quick turn for second, and finally the out comes. But not before 2 more runs come across. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and again, here in the top of the third, it is 2 more runs for a 5-0 Cavaliers lead. Pikeville trying to find an answer as we come back to the bottom of the third. Back here at Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport, home of the Axemen in the Appalachian League. But this week, home to the AAC. As the opening round of tournament play gets underway, and here in Game 3 of the day, it is a 5-0 Montreat advantage. Henriksen will miss on the follow-up pitch. Strike 3, got him. Thanks for stopping by. Sabero is retired in his first at-bat. And now Sam Brown comes to the plate. One away, as that's chopped foul. On the season, .314 is Brown. Played in 15 games, started 10 of them in the regular season. A run in each of the first 3 innings, 5-0. Just one hit so far for the Bears. Maybe trying to change that if this can bloop in, and it will. And right on cue, Bears back in business as they have a 1-out base runner here. That's safely aboard his 9-hole hitter, and Brown just in time for the top of the order to flip around, and a chance for Mold to avenge the strikeout swinging that he had back in the first.
And still, it's not panic mode yet for you, Pike. A lot of game left, a lot of time to really turn the tide in your favor. They're hoping that that can be what they need to build some momentum their way.
So a throw over to first. Brown stands there. Mold at the plate. Second baseman. Righty at the plate. Lefty on the hill. And it's a 1-0 count. Mentioned Henriksen out of Anchorage, Alaska. Home of one of the 2 major universities up there. Alaska Anchorage, the Seawolves. And then you have their bitter rivals to the north up in the Arctic Circle. But going up to pull it down in an emphatic way is Daniel Restrepo, and he places the tag as he comes back with gravity helping him out. And it's a double play, and guess what? Another 0 posted by the Cavs defense. And they strand, well, no one. They get him off the base pass. And it's 5-0 as they go to the top of the 4th inning, and the Cavaliers back to the plate. Back here at Hunter Wright Stadium, it is a 1-1 count as a new face comes on to the mound in what is a 5-0 ball game. Montreat looking for a strong start, and that was well hit over to second. But a good play there by Mold as Isaac Berry, the new pitcher, records his first out of the inning.
Isaac Berry, he's making his 15th overall appearance of the season. He's pitched in a little bit over 29 innings thus far. 7 of those games going to decision. He has a 6-1 record, a 4.3 ERA. So you, Pike, hoping that he can sort of slow down this potent Montreat attack up to this point. Already 5 runs through 3.
So Austin is retired. In steps Cameron Negle. He's the second batter of the inning, 0 for 2 on the day. Made contact on both. And he'll chop this over to third. Takes a big hop, fielded, thrown in time, and it's out number 2. And right away, Barry off and running defensively here, making quick work of the Cavaliers. But as we've seen on 2 of the 3 innings so far, 2 outs. That's where the Cavaliers have found their dividends paid out. On the 5-3. And we do want to let you know we've now gotten further word that softball is not expected to start until 7 o'clock tonight. From what was 11 a.m., 8 hours after the initial start time for Pikeville's softball side facing Columbia College. The Bears and the Koalas will have to sit and wait late into the day. 7 o'clock expected start. There has been continued field maintenance, and they just cannot get it to settle down and be playable after all the rain we had. And that's chopped over, and that's going to skip through third and then off the glove at short and safe at first is Matthew Brunner. As that tips off 2 different gloves. And it'll be interesting to see what they do. They will score it a hit. They'll say the hop was too hot on the initial, and the follow-up will not be credited as an error because of the initial contact by the third baseman in Melton. So 2 outs and a base runner, no surprise there. Barry. The righty out of the stretch. One and one here to Long. Against Brodeur. Long 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Runner goes. Throw comes to the wrong side of the bag, and safe with a stolen base is Brunner. And he's in the scoring position here with 2 outs, and we've seen this before. Get a man into scoring position either 90 or 180 feet away from home with 2 outs, and so far it's been the Cavaliers who've been able to convert. Can they do it again? The 2-1, Long lifts this out to right field, and that's a no-doubt shot off the scoreboard, and a 2-run home run by Zachary Long, and he takes it yard, and this game has been blown wide open. Another inning of 2 runs scored, and they come off 1 swing of the bat. It is a 7-0 advantage for the Cavaliers. They are just slicing apart this Pikeville Bears defense. A 2-run home run as Brunner comes around to score, and it has just been non-stop hemorrhaging of runs for this Pikeville side. As we mentioned earlier, these two teams separated by just a game, and that's what created that real cluster from 4 through 9 in conference play down the stretch of trying to figure out who would be where as that gets ripped into the gap. And guess what? With 2 outs, more base running for the Cavaliers. They love having their backs against the wall. They are a caged tiger, and they are crawling to get out of that corner, and when they do, they can pay it off. So Restrepo gets aboard with 2 outs. So for the Cavaliers, it's a pinch hitter. Gabriel Farrell, who has taken 42 at-bats this season, will step in, the tall righty. And he will do so in place of Ramos, who has back-to-back strikeouts. And he will see it go up as a swinging strike. One to Farrell. That bounces into the chest protector of the catcher, Gledhill. Gledhill has been really the only threat for the Bears so far. He got to third, got stranded there last inning. Two. Barry in his first inning of work trying to get out of it after giving up the 2-run home run. Runner goes. Farrell will chop it over to third. Takes a nasty hop but fielded cleanly. Thrown over in time. And out of the inning is Barry and the Bears. But not before. A 2-run shot. Zachary Long goes yard off the scoreboard. And he lights up another number 2 on that same scoreboard. 7-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon.
Cavaliers pouring it on offensively and defensively. It's been 3 scoreless innings for the Pikeville Bears. But here in the bottom of the 4th, after the home run, it will be the Bears who will try to muster up some fight. And they can do so if this ball gets down, but instead a nice track over by the left fielder in Brunner. And it's out number 1 very quickly here in the Bottom of the fourth inning. Ryan Hendrickson continues to deal. And how about this? With 2 outs, so far 0 for 2 here in the early part of the game. And where this difference comes about, 8 for 12. That is astonishing. And keep in mind, that is through 4 frames of work offensively for Montreat. 8 successful at-bats out of 12 that have come to the plate when there's been 2 outs on the board. So Polino retired for the first, and then the walk issued to Brooks.
The catcher, Garen Gledhill.
And a 1-out base runner comes about here in the bottom of the 5th for the Bears. Outside edge, but just can't catch it. So ball 1. Hendrickson out of the stretch, checks over to first. Delivers, that's low, and it's ball 2. So Hendrickson issuing his first walk of the day. And now falls behind here 2-0. Gledhill has really been the lone bright spot, if you will. Had the double, got to third, got stranded there. Sam Brown had a single as well. And now the walk by Brooks. That's a moonshot. It's going to be into shallow right field. And easily underneath it to make the grab is Austin. And it's 2 away with the runner staying put at first.
Third baseman, Mason Melton.
So right in your book, that's an F9. And now Melton. He will settle in. Checks over to first. Now the pitch comes home. That'll miss for ball 1. Lifted out to shallow right field. Charging in and instead calling it off from second is Gonzalez. And regardless, that's out number 3. And again, it's a 0 on the bottom half of the scoreboard. 4 straight zeros on the top half. It's been nothing but runs scored. 1 in the first, 2 in each of the next 3 innings. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It is a 7-0 Montreat lead here over the Pikeville Bears in Game 3 of 4 here in the opening round of the AAC tournament here from Kingsport.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just
Well, quickly, as we got right back here, Gustavo Gonzalez, one pitch, one out. He chops over to third. And so it's one away here in the top of the fifth inning. And if you're Montreat, you're saying, good, get it out of the way. Let's get the 2 outs as fast as possible. 8 of 12 with 2 outs. While Pikeville, they are 0 for 3.
That's incredible.
And most recently, 2 runs coming off of that 2-run home run by Zachary Long that brought in Brunner as well off the face of the scoreboard out in right field. That thing left the bat, and no question.
Absolutely incredible. 8 of 12 with 2 outs on the board.
1 in the first, and you said, okay, they've come to play. They had a great defensive bottom half of that inning. Then the offense has just produced again. 6 runs over the next 3. Add in that extra 1. That's how you get to 7 runs on 12 hits. To the scoreless bottom side for Pikeville with just 2 hits on the board, and that's lifted out to left field. And that'll be an easy grab for Brooks. Well, here you go. Right where Montreat wants to be. Backs against the wall, 2 outs. The only downside for them is nobody's on. They would love to have somebody on before that, but we've also seen them get in this situation and then get somebody on with 2 outs. So third man to the plate is Caden Ethier. He's a 9-hole hitter. Grounded into the fielder's choice and then had the RBI ground out over to third. Back in the second.
Really just as scary a situation as you could possibly be in for you, Pike, already trailing by 7 runs here in the 5th. You wouldn't even think of this as being an option here in the postseason, but I mean, you'd be remiss if you don't bring up the run rule being in effect after 7 potentially if Montreat's able to string together 3 more and if chalk holds and U-Pike's not able to put one on the board.
2-2, and Ethier's going to stay alive. And it would be something, especially with how these teams were separated through the regular season. Again, you look at it and you say, this is a 5-8 matchup. Well, it's a 5-8 matchup because you had to split everybody in there 1 game apart. And to come out and put on this type of performance is that's going to get through for a base hit with, guess what? Say it with me, folks. 2 outs. Montreat just living the dream with no room to work with. And Ethier brings about the top of the order, and, well, that's now what you want to do when you have a base runner aboard, let alone with 2 outs. But the plus side for Barry and the Bears is that Austin is 0 for 3 on the day so far.
We can't even call them 2-out rallies anymore. I think we need to call it something a little bit more run-of-the-mill, a little bit more normal.
It's just a straight-up 2-out play call.
Okay, so 2 outs on the board, and here we go.
Yeah. This has been an incredible performance by Montreat, and we still have a long way to go in this game. Or, as you said, if they continue this trend, maybe it could come down to a shortened game. Barry trying to avoid that. He's He's gone an inning and 2/3, giving up 2 earned runs. They came on that 2-run home run. Pitch low and away. It's 2-1. Austin would love to have his fortune reversed. Two-1. Watch out. Woo! You know, I mentioned it in I think it was game 1, right? I said that, the ball came right here, and I mentioned the John Sterling up in the booth for the Yankees when it bounced in and it hit him, and luckily they had a thing on there because all you hear on radio, with him being the radio broadcaster, him go, oh, it hit me. You don't really know until you see the video, and I'll tell you what, that's a few feet from squeaking in here, and that could have been dangerous. He'll chop that one over towards second, takes a hop, tossed over, and finally, for Pikeville, they post a 0 defensively and strand a runner. But Cavaliers still finding a way to produce base runners with 2 outs, just not for the first time a run across the board. Still a 7-0 ball game. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. Can Pikeville reverse their fortune? And now, after posting a 0 defensively, can they break the zeros they have on their side of the scoreboard? Let's find out when we go to the bottom of the 5th. Joe Gagno will lead things off. The first baseman is 0 for 1 on the day, grounded over to second. As for a first time in a bit of a while, we get some sunshine and some blue skies again. Had this, and really it opened up earlier in the first part of game 2, and then in the later stages it went, what you're looking at right now as the sun goes away there, went to full overcast, and now we get some blue skies, fading sunlight. Now 4:40 here if you're joining us in the Eastern time zone. Up in Alaska, that's what, 5 hours, 6 hours?
You would know better than me.
I just remember my wife told me, she's like, don't text me at random times, like at night. Like if you go to dinner or something, don't text me where you're going, because I'm going to be asleep. That's a fly out to center to start the inning for Gagno. I mean, luckily for us, we got through it where the dark period was gone, right? And, we were, I think, a couple weeks after it had ended. We at least got to see some sunshine up there. But the Alaskan native,
oh my God,
man, he is having himself a ball game. He gets the first out of the inning. Out to center.
At some point before the week is over, we're going to have to talk to him about his life out there.
Oh, yeah.
Need to get some antidotes.
Tell you what, good seafood up there. That is for sure.
I reckon.
Oh,
should be.
So good. So good. Henriksen brings it home.
A big cod up there. That's big in Alaska, isn't it?
Flounder.
Oh, yeah. Flounder.
I love not flounder. Halibut.
Not too familiar with that.
Oh, they're huge. Actually went halibut fishing, man. They come out there, just these huge flat fish you pull up. Whew.
Oh, you're making me about to get seafood tonight.
I know, right? Hey, we might get to eat, just not the guys over there at softball. They at least got to eat lunch. We're rolling through lunch. They got to eat lunch because they haven't started yet because they're starting at 7 o'clock. And from what we're being relayed, it's simultaneous games. They're going to use 2 fields over there at softball, play 2 games at 7, 2 games at 9, correct?
That is the most recent development.
I'm sure that'll change again in 30 minutes. 1 away, and the second batter of the inning, Cole Fowler, will aptly foul that off. And it's a 2-2 count here. Fowler 0 for 1, struck out in the previous plate appearance back in the second. So after posting that 0, what can Pikeville do here with 1 out and try to chip away? Because as you get through the middle part of this game, as he has struck out for a second time today, well, that certainly doesn't help as you reach the midpoint of this game and you start to say, okay, time's winding down for us. And our offense has nothing to show for it. And you need to start chipping away. If you're going to play the small increments to get back into it, not a lot of chances left to go. But still half a ball game.
But I do think that's the thought process that you have to take at this point. You don't want to put too much pressure on yourself and say, hey, we're going to try to get it all back in one fell swoop and score 7 runs in 1 inning. Get a run here, a run there, not even a run, a base hit here. See if we can just get people on base and go from there.
Take a page right out of the Montreat playbook. They were down and out, looked as though the inning was going to end, and what do? They just keep putting guys on base, especially in those 2-out scenarios, and trying to get a base runner here as that's going to curl to the wall, take a big hop. That's going to spring Sabero for 2, and he's got a stand-up double, and Frances Sabero is safe aboard in scoring position, and that's right on cue for what you talked about, and guess what? Right on cue for me, too. I told him, take a page out of Montreat's playbook. Look how many outs are on the board.
It's a little bit different for Montreat, though. They're, 9 of 14 with 2 outs on the board.
I think that's the first, if I haven't. Yeah, the first. They are 1 for 4 with 2 outs.
Yeah, for Montreat, it's just, I think we're putting a little bit too much on it, saying, oh, the 2 outs are on the board, backs against the wall. I think their backs are off the wall with 2 outs at this point.
Everybody's like, no one puts baby in a corner. They're like, please, put baby in a corner. Put baby in a corner. Let me.
Little rope-a-dope action.
Yeah. 1-0 count is a 1-1 count as Henriksen bounces back there. So the double by Sabero brings up Sam Brown. Brown's last time up singled. But after that, saw Mold hit into the double play. Nothing doing on that pitch. It's 2-1. Brown will foul that off. Plays for his hometown college. The Pikeville native, the junior in Brown. Top of the order in Mold is up next. And Mold, well, he gets that West Coast feel. Still a little closer in time zone out of British Columbia.
Ooh, it's cold out there too, I heard.
Mm-hmm. So he's in the on-deck circle should Brown extend the inning. Payoff pitch here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Henriksen comes home. Ball 4, and the inning is extended, and the BC native in Easton Mold can make his way to the plate.
Hey, maybe you get a base hit here and then look out. You get yourself on the board. You see what can happen. Kind of get off the mat, so to speak.
So from just across the water from Vancouver, and the Nemo. You can hear the pings down to the right field line in the batting cages where Tennessee Wesleyan awaits for their game to start. That's the fourth and final game today. 3-seeded Bulldogs have the 10-seeded Truett McConnell. Game, well, we said 6 o'clock, and well, as I mentioned, as that ball trickles foul down this third base side, and we'll try it again. Mentioned it, you know, you can come back to that first game in the day. If you joined us very early on, I said, come back, clip that part of game one, send it to me, and tell me I'm an idiot for saying we're going to not be starting on time. And, well, we were 30 minutes off on this one, so you're looking 30 minutes to 35, 40 minutes for the second one. So I would venture to say 6:45, maybe we would get the other game underway.
I'll tell you, it's a far cry from the reported 8-hour delay that we have across town.
I think it's 9. Let's see this. I believe it is 9 hours.
Wow.
Well, nine hours they've been working on the field. It will be an official 8-hour delay from the original start time.
Wow.
Again, 2 games at 7, 2 games at 9 over in day 2 of softball. Sunshine beaming down brightly, and the skies have parted, and there's a swing and a miss. The runners went, but nothing doing, and Henriksen out of the situation that put 2 aboard with 2 outs, and Montreat again, another 0 for the 5th straight inning. Posted defensively, Pikeville, nothing to show for it. Top of the 6th. Cavs trying to get back to their scoring ways, up 7.
In action, we've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN.
Cameron Nagel leads off here in the top of the 6th inning. And for the first time in this game, the Cavaliers coming to the plate without the previous inning producing runs. 1 in the first, 2 in each of the next 3 to get to 7. And then a 0 in the 5th, but Pikeville couldn't capitalize, and they strand 2 runners at the end of the inning. And it is 5 consecutive scoreless innings for the Bears offense in this, the 5 versus 8 matchup. 3 versus 10 coming up later tonight. Following the conclusion of this, Truett McConnell, the 10 seed, Tennessee Wesleyan, the 3. 1-2. We'll try it again.
The unfortunate part about this for you, Pike, is you're really teetering on that edge that if you surrender one more big-time inning from Montreat, then your back is really against the wall. You have to produce at least 1 run to keep the game alive.
That goes skyward. That's going to come back toward us. And I think it came back down on top of us. A muffled thud from overhead. I'll tell you what, we've been flirting. You've seen that too, right? There's been a bee or two every so often, just pops right here and just hovers and flirts with coming in here and then just disappears.
Just saying hello.
Yeah. Better stay out there.
Probably winking at me or something.
So a 2-2 count for the leadoff man here in Nagel. Unsuccessful on 3 trips to the plate so far. And make it 4 as he lines straight out to second, and a quick reactionary grab by Mold. And it's out number 1. But as we said, no harm, no foul there for Montreat. Get through the first 2 as quick as possible. So Nagel retired. And Brunner will come to the plate, and Brunner, what a day he has had, and it continues. He is now 4 for 4, a single in all 4 of his plate appearances. And if the trend continues from what has previously happened, that would mean Montreat would add to it, because each time he has singled, he has come around to score.
Just that crew, that 3, 4, 5 crew of Brunner, Long, and Restrepo, they've been dominant at the plate in this game. Between those 3, you're talking about up to what, 9 of 10 between those guys? 8 of 9, rather.
Barry is going to have a second chance at Zachary Long. Last time Brunner was on first, that ball hit straight where it says 8 for the 8th inning marker out on the scoreboard. Can Long take him yard again? That first one was a no-doubter. Long hit it, took about 2 steps, and then just slowed the pace on a evening stroll around the bases. 2-0 count. Throw over to first. That's going to go high and into the fence. An errant throw from Barry. And they're going to send him over to third. And he's going to slide in, but the throw never comes. And just a check back to first on the pickoff attempt. Will go by the wayside and ultimately move the runner 90 feet from adding yet another bit of insurance.
Montreat, they've been making plays with 2 outs on the board. Maybe 1 out on the board is where they can get something going. We haven't seen a ton of that from them.
Long. A 2-0 count. They come home. He's going to get a piece of that one out to left field. The out is made, but the tag up. I mean, if you want to get technical, that's a 2-out run scores. Out recorded first, and Brunner comes home, and it's an RBI sac fly for Long.
Which dugout, right or left?
Out to left field. And with 2 outs, Montreat right back to where they were. They get a run on the board. It is now 8-0 here in the top of the 6th inning.
What happened to the camera next door? What do you mean? What happened to the camera next door? I've been using both of them.
Oh, what a diving play at short. The throw comes, and it's in time, and that'll get the Bears out of the inning, but not before. Long takes a shot out to left field that stays in the yard, but it frees up Brunner to come in from third, and it is a run back into the score column for Montreat. 8-0 on 14 hits for the Cavaliers, just slicing and dicing apart the Bears' defense. Now can the offense for the Bears start to roar back before they run out of time?
pushing. Come on.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page.
Riley Polino will lead off this bottom of the 6th inning, and his side has conceded yet again in Pikeville. The Bears right now just being run out of the ballpark. The way things have gone, Montreat has just been continuously pouring it on, and they do so again. They get back to the scoring ways, and trying to change that as it'll curl foul is Polino. Made contact on both plate appearances, grounded over to short, and then flied out to left. As he appears for a 3rd time in this game, trying to kickstart this offense, and time starting to trickle away from them. You would have never known how miserable the start of the day was.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just beautiful now.
I feel like we've had this sort of back and forth volley going on with the weather all day.
We got a couple of flirts of sunshine, had it for a good 20 minutes, and then it went away, got back to overcast. We had it earlier in this game, and I'll tell you what, I think we might have at least enough to get through this one with sunshine, and then, well, sunshine might become a factor in the later stages just off the sun going down. For our 4th and final game, Tennessee Wesleyan and Truett McConnell. And the 2-2 will miss. Count will go full here for Ryan Henriksen. Henriksen, he has been really good on the day. And gets him to go around. That's strike 3. And on cue, he flashes the skill as Noah Brooks comes to the plate.
Someone has to try to get something going for you, Pike. They just have not been able to find a way to crack the code of Henriksen all day long.
Well, there is a ball that gets through on a check swing for Brooks, but that just squibs its way all the way to the backstop. So had Polino been able to reach, that could have been an opportunity to get into scoring position in advance. But instead, Henriksen comes back, he'll deliver and miss the mark. It's 2-0. Blemishes have been few and far between for the Montreat man as he delivers the first strike of the at-bat, 2-1. Gave up that double to Gledhill in the 2nd before he was stranded over at 3rd. And that'll miss to make it a 3-1 count. Then gave up a single to Brown in the 3rd before the double play on the next at-bat. Then walked Brooks in the 4th. Gave up a double and a walk before getting out of the inning to Sabero and Brown. And now we'll give up a walk to follow the opening strikeout here in the 6th. So a 1-out base runner as Gledhill will come to the plate. He had that aforementioned double back in the second, but then flied out to right. Well, with a man on, he'd love to make contact, put this ball in play. He's going to take it for a ride out to center. That's going to be caught for out number 2. Runner retreats back to the safety of first. And that's a good result. It's a quick at-bat. Keep that pitch count low for Henriksen.
4.
He really just hasn't seen much trouble all game long. It's been pretty much smooth sailing for him.
Up to 83 pitches. So it does start to climb on him a bit as he closes in on the 100-pitch mark. But the lefty has done just enough, giving up just those 3 hits. Beg your pardon, that's, what, 4 hits? Yes, 4 hits.
And with the way that your team has performed offensively, if you're Montreat, you probably feel like you have a chance to end this one in the next inning.
So an 8-0 ball game as they throw down the first, and that could have been a bit of a disaster. Had Restrepo not slung his body out to make sure that ball stayed in front of him. There's a big swing and a miss. And it's 1-2 now as falling behind is Melton. I want to correct myself again. I go back. It is 3 hits. Brooks is down there from the walk. Gledhill looked as though maybe he would have one, but it is the out in center field. Good block by Long, and he just walks it up the first base side just to keep the runner in check. See, it's getting later in the day. I'm starting to, who did what? And I watch the play, and my brain goes, that's not what happened.
War of attrition. War of attrition.
And there's still 1 to go. 2-2 with 2 outs and a man on. That is chopped foul, so staying alive yet again is Melton.
Zoom in a little bit. And kind of move a little bit so it's not just stagnant. No, not that much. Enough where you can just follow the ball when he hits it.
Henriksen's at 2-2, and the count will go full. Tell you what, you take away the gold on the cap for Montreat, change the colors of it a bit. At least from up here, you got the Yankees-esque gray uniform, the road uniform. Chopper to third, fielded on the run, and all for naught.
He's still over there.
If you'll call that foul.
It was a foul.
And that is the case.
I tell you what, the nod to the Yankees, that gets me going right there. That does, I will say that. Looking like the Bronx Bombers here today, too.
Putting up big numbers, 8. Only downside is, well, Zachary Long had to actually hit a home run the full distance out to right field. Doesn't get the handicap of having a short right field line that's halfway in. A little leaguer could hit a home run at Yankee Stadium down the right field line. I mean, come on. Oh, they're hitting so many home runs. I would too. I can barely swing a bat anymore. Payoff pitch, and that'll curl down toward right field. This has a chance to try to get down, and it will, as 3 gave a look to it. And both runners are safe. They will hold at third and second. And with 2 outs, finally winning the battle is Melton, and he is safe at second. That ball perfectly placed. No one could get to it. Not from right field, from second, or from first. They all just kind of looked and said, we're going to turn on the jets, but we're still going to come up short, and they do. And Melton is aboard at second. More importantly for Pikeville, Noah Brooks, 90 feet away from breaking Henriksen's shutout.
Blooper to right field. Maybe a home run in Yankee Stadium.
2 outs, 2 on, first pitch strike.
Can I go back to 4?
Joe Gagno 0 for 2 on the day.
Zoom in on him.
And a swing at that, and he falls behind here 0 and 2.
Just a batter.
Henriksen will settle back in. He'll check over his shoulder to third, but concerned with the at-bat. Gagno awaits. Chopper back to short. Fielded, settled, thrown over in time. And the defense pulls through for Henriksen. They strand 2, and again, Pikeville empty-handed despite knocking on the door in the bottom of the 6th. And a chance for the Cavaliers to come back to the plate as we go to the top of the 7th. And the Cavaliers looking to add to this 8-0 advantage.
The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Gear up and climb the Hawk's Nest. Work together as a team to complete 4 high ropes challenges, all while suspended 40 feet in the air. Finish with a zip through the canopies on our 310-foot zip line. Our ground course features 9 exciting challenges and is perfect for large and small groups. The Bays Mountain Park Adventure Course. Thrilling fun for group events, parties, and field trips.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
Gabriel Farrell will come in to lead off the top of the 7th inning. And for the first time, he will face a new face. And we'll have that here for you in a second as he makes the walk to the plate here with his team up 8-0. 8 runs on 14 hits. Pikeville being shut out here, just 4 hits, and they have committed the lone error in the game. As Farrell will settle into the right-hand batter's box.
He's going to face off against, for the first time today, Brody Mangold, the sophomore from Hebron, Kentucky. Mangold making his 6th appearance of the year. He's pitched in 6 complete innings so far this season. So Pike going with an arm that they hope can maybe slow down Montreat, but also you maybe don't want to use some of the other top-tier arms in your pitching staff as you're going to be in a winner-go-home situation. Weather permitting tomorrow, I'll say.
Weather permitting, well, I guess not weather, but field conditions from the weather permitting that we'll get softball underway. Yeah. But we saw a very similar situation here as there's a 1-1 count, and Mangold will deliver it home, and that's ball 2. Saw a very similar situation like this in game 2, in the earlier game between the Rams and the Pioneers. Rams started to build some momentum. They brought in a couple of different pitchers, trying to shuffle things around, kept them on short work once they realized nothing's going to come of this offensively. And basically, you don't want to say they just tossed the game to the wind, but they looked at it and said, we need to be strategic. They put in Struck. He goes 16 pitches, get out of the inning, and then they change him because Stuck is one of their guys that they can go to if they want to use him as a starter tomorrow in that game, so they keep him just 16 pitches. So you got to think, what is Pikeville's idea here? Do they have enough to muster up a comeback, or they look at this and say, all right, we may have to just punt on this one and come back in the winter, go home, and stay alive tomorrow rather than waste our guys now and then not have them for tomorrow when we need them?
Yeah, and I think it's a situation where if you feel like you can make a move for it, you're going to go all out for the win. But at a certain point, you're right. It's all about being strategic and just giving yourself a chance to survive and advance tomorrow.
Gonzalez will come to the plate as Farrell is down at first after the walk. So a leadoff base runner and a big inning for Montreat. And you got to think the Cavs looking up at the scoreboard, putting some math together and looking at the positioning of what inning we're in, saying, we can rub a little salt in the wound here if we can get our offense going a bit more here in the top half of the seventh. That run rule lingering closely. The seventh inning is the cutoff mark. It has been all Montreat 8-0. As Gonzalez will see that high for a ball. Pair of singles came around to score back in the second. Pesky clouds again. You better stay away. I'm enjoying the sunshine. Here's the 2-1. Gonzalez, chopper over to third. It'll stay fair. Thrown. High arching. It's in time, but the runner advances. Gonzalez is retired. And Farrell is over at second. So Hunter Furchess steps back in. Singled left at third in the second. RBI single in the third. And last time up, flied out to left. Mangold delivers a first pitch ball. 1 out, 1 on. Farrell's in scoring position. That's down the first base side. Oh, what a play to keep that in front of him. And unassisted out by the first baseman in Gagnon. And if that ball gets through and just slides underneath his glove, that's a run scored, and it's a 9-0 ball game. Instead, that run will hold at third as Farrell stands 90 feet away. So Caden Ethier, 9-hole hitter. Last time up, singled. Got stranded there. Officially 1 for 3 on the day. Does have the RBI along with it. Mangold puts himself out in front here, 0-2.
Right now he's doing his job, but the dreaded 2 outs on the board for Montreat, a chance for them to make something happen, especially with a man on third.
And even if Montreat can't produce here, it's up to the offense for the Bears to try to get something going. They have nothing to show for it all afternoon. It has been 6 scoreless innings of baseball in the bottom half of every inning. Couple of times runners have gotten into scoring position, but on both of those occasions, they've been stranded there. Got him. Strike 3, caught looking. And Ethier goes down to end the inning and strand a run at third. 8-0 after the top half of the seventh. To the bottom half we go. Pikeville needs some offense, and they need to do so before they run out of time.
pushing. Come on.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
You want to hear about it at 20-2.
8-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. I knew we were in the bottom of the 7th. I'm looking at the scoreboard. I'm not even looking at the inning to try to match it up. I'm just looking out there going, yep, that's 8-0. It's the bottom of the 7th. Told you, as it goes along. The day trip up, or the early morning trip through thunderstorms and, oh my goodness, in Asheville on the drive up here to get ready for game one. It was the apocalypse through there. Lightning strikes everywhere, shaking my car as I'm driving. Get up here, and our reward is 4 straight games of baseball, and we've been entertained. The Pioneers, well, give the first lopsided one. Eagles, they hung around, and the game was interesting before ultimately Brian pulls away. But neither game has been one of those where you sit there and go, oh, please just end, right? I mean, Pikeville has had their chances to try to chip away. They just haven't been able to do it. And now the first out is recorded as Fowler goes by the wayside on the fly out to right.
We talked about the team that we heard warming up to our side earlier, Tennessee Wesleyan. Tennessee Wesleyan being really the standard bearer within the Appalachian Athletic Conference over the past 2 decades, but in particular over the course of these last 19 seasons. 16 of the last 19 AAC regular season titles. All 19 of those years, Tennessee Wesleyan finished either first or second in the Appalachian Athletic Conference regular season standings to end the season. So this is literally the first time in 20 years that we're going to see Tennessee Wesleyan play on day 1 of the tournament.
Oh, there you go.
So Ryan Hendrickson out on the mound, and it looks as though they're going to call in the trainers here for him, or... Not quite sure. They called time. And he's being checked out on, it looks like, his throwing hand. So a slight delay here, and you can kind of see it there from our angle, and kind of what's taking place there. It's a slightly more zoomed in than we have of our spot here. They'll check on him, but while they do, I mean, it has been just opportune hitting that has been the story of this game, and great defensive plays. And you mentioned it last game, if you joined us for game 2, the making the routine look routine. Well, some of these plays that aren't necessarily routine are looking routine for Montreat, and it's one of those, when you're on that specific day, you feel like you can beat anybody. And right now, Montreat looking like if they got this performance, they could hang with Milligan should they have to meet later in the tournament.
For sure. And they're feeling like, you know, the seed ain't nothing but a number, right? It's just something on the side of your name. You're the 8th seed coming in, but again, all those teams between 4 and 9 separated by 2 or 3 games. If you're Montreat, you've won 31 games this year. Like, you've had a really good season. You may be the 8th seed, but you really believe that you're among the best of the best in this conference. How can you tell that team that you're supposed to lose on day one?
Well, Hendrickson is trying to remain in the game, and they will let him do a couple more warm-up pitches here. He has recorded the first out. Fowler flied out to right field.
Turn down the brightness a little bit. There you go.
And Hendrickson, after all that, looks as though he is good to go. Does seem to be labored with that throwing hand. And we'll see if the control that he has had all day continues, or if the injury starts to rear its head and maybe puts a tarnish on what has been a spectacular game by him.
He is up to 94 pitches at this point, though.
Hendrickson, the lone man used by Montreat. 3 have come to the hill. Cam Brodeur came in, pitched 3 innings, and gave up 9 hits, 5 runs. As that's lined down to third. And Hendrickson shaking off any injury. And comes back and gets the second out. So now Sam Brown comes to the plate.
And I'll tell you what, even as it seems like he may be laboring a bit out there, he's trying to fight his way through it. That infield, they're giving him all the assistance in the world. They have been locked in. They made plenty of plays so far in this game. And right there, another routine play there made by Furches.
So Brown, last time up, was able to walk aboard. Got on with a single earlier. Tell you, one of the stats that stands out, not only just the 2 outs, right? We mentioned about that, 9 of 16 compared to the 2 of 7 for Pikeville, but with runners on, 7 of 17 compared to just 1 of 10 for Pikeville. And a lot of those have come with the 2 outs, but that's going to bloop in for a single out to right center field and 2-out base runner. So make it 3 for 8.
And the deeper you get into this game, you start to feel the belief sort of get taken away from you, Pike. And I don't know if you can find a way to string some runs together here. You might believe that you have a chance, but they're really running out of options, running out of time. At most, you have 7 outs to work with.
That ball will kick away, and Brown will move his way over his mold. We'll see ball 1. Two out to man at second. No play on this one. If you give the stands a glove, maybe.
Yeah, I was considering bringing a glove to where we are because we've had a few of them.
There was that one. There was that one here, what, about 3 innings ago?
Yeah, I'll make a nice left-hand snag right one of these days. Relive my glory days.
There you go. With my luck, I'd be sitting here trying to do it and be so tired I'd miss it and just catch one, and you just hear me trying to stutter through with busted teeth and. Henriksen, after taking that time to be evaluated, trying to bounce back here. It's a 2-1 count. Working here against Mold, who he has struck out twice today on an 0-3 performance, but now finds himself ahead in the count.
Zoom out a little bit so you can get the
28-17 was Pikeville in the regular season. 31-19 were the Cavaliers. And Mold did that half step back thinking that he could just shuck off the equipment, head down the first. Instead, has to settle back in. Full count here. Henriksen in these situations have gotten out of him. Can he do it again? He checks back to second. Runner goes. Pitch comes inside. Ball 4. They throw down. Got him! It was ball 4 at the plate, and they send the runner, and it is a tag out on the steal. And Brown caught trying to get a little closer to home. And it's out number 3, and the 0 remains. Pikeville empty-handed. Top of the 8th we go when we come back.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com.
Well, Justin Austin facing Brody Mangold. Top of the order for Montreat. First time these two have seen each other on the day. That's fouled off. Austin 0 for 3. On 3 separate occasions, it has been a 4-3 put out over to second. So he would love to put the ball anywhere but where Ethan Mold is standing. Count is 1-1. And now it's 2-1. And I'll tell you what. Remember how I said about we never start on time? I'm going to be correct because it's officially 5:31, and it's a 30-minute in-between minimum. So we will not start game 4 at 6 o'clock. I was right.
You would say at best, what, 6:10, and that's not on time.
And we still have 2 innings to play.
Maybe not.
And that is a free pass to the leadoff man in Austin. And finally, something to smile about on the base path for Austin as he earns his first trip down the first on the day. So Nagel will come to the plate. He, like Austin, is 0 for on the day. He's 0 for 4. Flied out to center, lined out to second. Grounded to third and lined out to second again. And he'll take strike one.
That's the pressure that Brody Mangold has on his shoulders. Just give your team another chance to fight for another inning. Just open the door for them. Give them the full 6 outs at their disposal. If Montreat again scores 2 more runs, then U-Pike has to score in the bottom of this inning to keep the game alive.
And that one's going to get through, and fortunes are reversed for Nagel. As his most recent at-bat is his first one that goes down as a successful one. And Austin in scoring position at second. Nagel singles out to right field. So if you're Pikeville, you're sitting there saying, okay, crunch time. This is where we got it. 2 guys to lead off the inning that haven't had successful days, and what do? They get on base. And you have to be sitting there, if you're Mangold and you're this Bears side, saying, is it just not meant to be at this point?
Not great, especially with the perfect pair coming up to bat, Brunner and Long. Both of those guys, 7 of 7 between them. Montreat saying we're at least going to get 1 run out of this, right? That's what they're thinking.
So again, if you're just joining us here in Game 3, which is 8-0 Montreat in the 5-8 matchup. Montreat trying to pull the upset here in round 1. Earlier today, Brian, the Lions beating the Reinhardt Eagles 9-1. And guess what? 9-1, the final score, Spartanburg Methodist beating CIU in Game 2. And a very similar scoreline. As a big swing and a miss there for strike one. Will be recorded for Brunner. And he wanted that one. Well, Pikeville would certainly like it. At least something to smile about. Montreat wouldn't like giving up a run. They would love to add another one. Still in play to maybe have a third game finish 9-1. Wouldn't that be something? That is almost, you got to go down to Tennessee Wesleyan and be like, listen, here's the game plan. All right, just, even if you're in a situation, do something, strike out. We got to finish all 4 games 9-1, right? Like,
that may be the game of the day, though. Who knows?
Troop McConnell, the last team into the playoffs, facing Tennessee Wesleyan, the 3 seed, as Brunner strikes out. And a rare, unsuccessful at-bat for him. He has singled and scored on each of his previous 4. And for the first time today, he heads back to the dugout without anything to show for it. So Long comes to the plate. Picked up the sac fly and the RBI last time up in the 6th inning to score the aforementioned Brunner. It was close.
I'm going to end up with a souvenir before this week is over.
It was just whoop, right out front.
Maybe barehanded one time.
See, this is one of those ballparks where it's a very, very interesting spot for us because they have it there for the protection right underneath where the walkway is and directly behind home plate. But what it does is it ramps. I mean, if you look at it where I'm sitting and how it kind of sits just slightly above the threshold of the window, that is right in the teeth if that comes up here. I would prefer it not. That's popped up into the infield. And it's caught over at short. And it's out number 2. So the dynamic duo who has had so much success on this afternoon for the Cavaliers come away empty-handed. And still Austin and Nagel, who had the inverse of that. Rough starts, now here in the later stages, get on base. They're sitting there going, you guys were supposed to be the ones that drive us in. So now the attention turns to Farrell. I beg your pardon. They're going to put Restrepo back into the game. Farrell is up next. Restrepo is here. See?
It's that point of the day.
Yep. Got to get like a Snickers or something in me. Get the energy going again and be ready. One more game to go. Still got time in this one. So Restrepo at the plate. He's had a pair of singles and got on with a fielder's choice. Came around to score there in the third.
Will you turn the buttons?
Still an hour and a half away from the start times of the first simultaneous softball games. But again, the question is will they actually happen at 7? Unlike us here at Hunter Wright Stadium, no artificial turf at Brickyard Park. Restrepo steps back in, the first baseman sitting with a 2-1 count. Mangold trying to get out of the inning after the first two reached on him via the walk and a single. Two-1 puts Restrepo out in front in a big way. It's 3-1 as it was inside.
If I'm Restrepo, I'm going to make Mangold be the one to get me out.
Mangold needs to get something in the strike zone here. Restrepo saying, please leave it hanging. Instead, he hangs it high, and it's ball 4, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And Farrell will come to the plate. Tommy Ramos started the game, came in, had 2 at-bats, struck out in both of them. And since Farrell has come in, he grounded to short and then walked before being stranded at third in the 7th. So with 2 outs, a chance here with contact to score a run and maybe more. Bases loaded. Mangold settles. Farrell right up the middle. That's going to get off the glove, off the bag, and a run will score, and a second will score. It is 10-0. Montreat has it double digits. And Farrell, what a time to drive in a pair of runs.
Brody Mangold did such a good job of getting out the perfect pair of Brunner and Long. But Restrepo able to battle back and draw the walk. Farrell driving in too.
So Restrepo now stands at second. Down at first is Farrell. And both Austin and Nagel, after reaching for the first time today for both of them, have now come around to score in that same inning. 2 outs, 2 on, 10-0 Cavaliers. Mangold delivers high for Gonzalez. 2 for 4. Here's Gonzalez. His first 2 at-bats were singles, and he has a run to show for it as well. Gets underneath that one, it'll stay in, but it's going to be shallow out to left center field. It's caught, 2 remain on the base paths, but not before 2 more come in. 10-0. Cavaliers out in front, trying to close this out. Bears now have their backs against the wall. It's do or die time here in their opening game of the opening round of the AAC baseball tournament.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at SESNsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
New pitcher in for Montreat, Ryan Hendrickson, who has done a tremendous job but got a bit of a knock last inning. Will come out of the game, so Ethan Caldwell will come in and get his first bit of action on the day and deliver a first pitch strike that's fouled off by the leadoff man in Riley Polino.
Not entirely a surprise there to see Montreat go with a different arm once Hendrickson got banged up a little bit and his pitch count reached that triple-digit mark. It was really only a matter of time. And going with Caldwell, who's making his 17th appearance of the year, so he's very experienced for Montreat, someone who's been in a variety of different situations, and they're hoping can record 3 more outs for them to secure victory number 1 here in Kingsport.
10-0 ball game. That's strike 2. And it's a 2-2 count as Caldwell faces his first batter in Polino. Closing the book on Hendrickson, 7 innings, 5 hits, 4 walks, 6 Ks in 28 batters faced. That's grounded over to second. Diving play, spun and turned in for out number 1. And the Cavaliers pick up a much-needed first out against the first batter. And now, with the double digits on the board for the Cavaliers, it's down to 2 outs to keep this game going and try to force a 9th inning. Otherwise, it'll come an inning short for the Bears.
That was a nice play made over there by the second baseman, Gonzalez, to secure that one and record the out. But how about Riley Paulino coming into this game with a .394 batting average? He's been blanked here so far.
Brooks will foul that off the right-hand side. Brooks ended the 1-2-3 first inning flying out to right field, and then in his next 2 plate appearances, Hendrickson just couldn't best him and walked him twice. And the Cavs, especially out there at second base, Gonzalez was halfway airborne, jumping, thinking that was going to be a called strike 3. Instead, it's ball 1 of the at-bat. And it's followed up with a second consecutive ball to level the count at 2-2. 1 away, nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th. Pikeville down to 2 outs to try to keep this game alive. And now Caldwell has delivered 3 unanswered balls. Full count, the payoff pitch. That's taken for a ride out to center field. Caught on the run. And 1 out to work with for the Bears as Montreat is 1 away from an opening round win here on Tuesday afternoon in Kingsport.
That was a valiant effort from Noah Brooks on the AB, battling his way into a full count. Just not able to find a way to make something happen. That's really been the story of the game for you, Pike. Battling in certain situations, but Montreat just having an answer.
And it was a well-placed ball, that's for sure, but Nagel got just the right jump on it in that split-second reaction time to get out there and make the grab on the run. And now it's down to a final out here in Game 3 of 4 in Day 1 of the AAC baseball tournament. Gledhill gives it a ride out to deep center. And making a quick adjustment at the warning track for the 3rd and final out of the ball game is Nagel, as Gledhill is retired. And the opening round puts Montreat through in the winner's bracket. 10-0. They shut out the Bears of Pikeville in a battle of the 5 versus the 8 seed. And we mentioned it before. Do not tell this Cavaliers side they are the 8 seed. They played today as though they were the top seed. They were feeling it, and runs in all but 2 of the 8 innings. 1 in the first, 1 in the 6th, and 2 in every other inning except for the 5th and the 7th, for a total of 10 runs on 16 hits. Pikeville mustering up 5 hits, but nothing to show for it. They do commit the 1 error. As Montreat takes it 10-0 here in Game 3 of 4 in the opening round. Here on Tuesday afternoon, we move into the evening. Coming up tonight, it is the final game of day 1. The 3-seed Tennessee Wesleyan gets the final team into the postseason, Truett McConnell. The 10-seed versus the 3. It comes up later tonight from right here at Hunter Wright Stadium. Not too long before we get that one underway, as this one comes to an end a bit prematurely. On behalf of our entire staff here from Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport, for Lorenzo Robinson, I'm Mark Shelley, bidding you a very pleasant adieu.
Your favorite teams, your favorite live streams, your favorite highlights. Be sure to engage with us. Find us now on YouTube at NSBN Sports or visit us at nsbnsports.com. All of the ways to watch your favorite local and regional sports. Join us now on Twitch TV. You can also find NSBN on Amazon Fire TV or visit us live on YouTube as we stream games there as well. Another fan favorite way to watch is nsbnsports.com. You can also find us through our NSBN app, free to download from the Google Play Store, and Roku TV, where you can find all of our content. NSBN Sports, visit us at nsbnsports.com.